Hello everyone and welcome to County Perspective. This show focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the Frederick County community. I'm your host Brandon Rosa, and thank you for joining me. Now before we talk about our top news stories, let's watch a video about the county executive's fiscal year 2025 budget.
For the 15th year in a row, Frederick County ranks as one of Maryland's healthiest counties. Our health factors and outcomes far exceed the national average. Good health is no accident. It takes planning and a commitment to making healthy choices. We must invest not only in our community's health care, but in all the factors that affect a healthy life. The budget I am presenting today delivers a healthy Frederick County. It ensures the county maintains our strong financial health, and it provides the services our residents rely on for social, environmental, and physical health and safety. This budget supports efficient, people-focused services and recognizes the amazing county employees who work hard every day to keep Frederick County a great place to live. We can all be proud that Frederick County's financial health is strong. We continue to earn the confidence of the three largest bond rating agencies. Our coveted AAA bond rating allows us to get the best bang for the buck with low interest rates that save taxpayers millions of dollars, which can then be reinvested into our community. To stretch our limited dollars further, I met multiple times with each of our over 30 county divisions and partner agencies to review their expenses. We used outcome-based strategies to ensure our division budgets align with the goals of Livable Frederick and the community recommendations found in the transition report. Many divisions, such as transit, budget, planning and permitting, and public works, were able to shift unfilled or underutilized positions to streamline operations. And, important for our fiscal health, this budget uses one-time funding for one-time expenses whenever possible. Once again this year, I asked residents to share their budget priorities to help inform our budget process. Hundreds of you did just that by speaking at one of my 5 community listening sessions in January and February, taking the Balancing Act budget survey, testifying at one of the 2 public hearings, or sending an email. What we heard loud and clear were calls to focus on people. The budget will help Frederick County deliver the services residents need and want to maintain good health and live their best lives. The tragic collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore last month shined a national spotlight on the importance of continuously modernizing and maintaining our shared critical assets, things like our roads, bridges, water and sewer lines, buildings, environmental features, and our land. My heart truly aches for those lost and their families, friends, and co-workers. And while we can't anticipate every possible accident or scenario, like the collapse of the Key Bridge or the horrific tanker truck fire on Route 15 a year ago, it is the job of local government to always be vigilant and forward-thinking. We use good planning to strategically invest in our assets and ensure public safety. A sense of safety and security leads to a healthier community. This budget invests in the people who keep us safe, those in our Division of Fire and Rescue, both career and volunteer, as well as emergency management, the Sheriff's Office, and the State's Attorney's Office. It focuses on improved service and training and employee health and wellness for all our first responders. This budget provides daytime career firefighter staffing on weekdays at the Wolfsville Fire Station, serving one of our most rural parts of the county. It also invests in an EMS medic captain to expand our community behavioral health program as demand for these services continues to grow. Being able to access emergency health care and meeting people where they are leads to a healthier Frederick County for everyone. Construction begins this year on a new Green Valley Fire Station with a replacement station at Carroll Manor to follow. We'll also replace several vehicles for the fire service. The FY25 budget honors the multi-year contract commitment we made to our firefighters, and it funds new contracts for our deputies and correctional officers to include key salary and benefit enhancements. People may not realize how much the county's Division of Animal Control contributes to our health and safety, caring for the animals that reside in Frederick County, some of whom are ill or in unwanted or dangerous situations. We heard repeatedly from the community about the need for a surgery coordinator at Animal Control to streamline operations and enhance spay and neuter services. I'm pleased to announce that the budget adds this position. In addition, the much anticipated expansion of the Animal Control Center will begin construction in FY25, providing a modern, safe place for vulnerable animals that are waiting for their forever homes, improves our quality of life, and is fundamental to our overall community health. We live in a special community where people care for one another. We know that to be a truly healthy Frederick County, we must look out for all of our vulnerable populations. This budget addresses some of the biggest obstacles faced by our seniors, parents, children, and folks who work paycheck to paycheck, our asset-limited, income-constrained, employed, or ALICE households. Our seniors' well-being relies on connecting them to the community. For our active seniors, that means learning about the many programs and activities the county provides to enhance their quality of life. Those who are more vulnerable may need services brought to them where they are. This budget provides funding to assist our seniors and veterans, including those whose primary language is something other than spoken English, to better serve our deaf and immigrant communities. And later this year, we're excited to be launching a new senior service coordination model, which will bring services to people in their communities, making sure they can age in place on their own terms. As we think about the health of our community, we have to remember our youngest residents too. This budget includes funding for the Division of Family Services to expand assistance to children, youth, and caregivers. We are also in the middle of a comprehensive childcare study that will guide us as we find solutions that fit the unique needs of Frederick County. I'm proud to continue our focus on our youth, especially through the historic investment we've already made in our schools. Since taking office a little over a year ago, I have increased funding to Frederick County Public Schools by nearly $60 million more than required by Maintenance of Effort, or MOE. By making this strategic investment in education early in my term, funding is assured every year moving forward, especially as FCPS works to implement the blueprint for Maryland's future and manages the extraordinary enrollment growth we've seen in recent years. In this upcoming year, Frederick County must give an additional $21.2 million to FCPS, or approximately 1/3 of the entire budget growth over the last fiscal year, just to meet our MOE obligation. My proposed budget invests an additional $10 million over our enhanced MOE obligation, providing over $30 million in additional funding for FCPS over the FY24 budget. I am proud that Frederick County now ranks among the top 5 counties in Maryland for funding above Maintenance of Effort. I'm excited to announce another initiative to support our students. This budget includes funding to expand a youth apprenticeship program within county government in partnership with FCPS. This was one of our most requested items in our Balancing Act survey, and it's a program that will help meet our blueprint goals and build career pathways and a stronger workforce. We're also making strides on the school construction front. We will be breaking ground later this month for replacement schools at Green Valley and Valley Elementary. Both are slated to open for students in August of 2025. A limited renovation of Monocacy Elementary and an addition to Crestwood Middle will be completed soon. Both buildings will be ready for the start of the school year. In addition, this summer we will begin construction on limited renovation projects at Ballinger Creek and Spring Ridge Elementary Schools, and later this year, construction begins on the replacement of Yellow Springs Elementary. Everywhere I go, I hear people talking about how important it is to invest in our aging infrastructure, especially our older school buildings. We fund new schools and additions through impact and mitigation fees that developers pay. But we can't use those funds to address our schools that were built 40 to 50 years ago and are in need of renovations or replacements to better serve our students. This budget puts us on a path to changing that. While most of our neighboring counties have increased their property tax rates to account for rising costs, our overall rate has not increased in nearly 20 years. We are proposing a property tax rate of $1.11, which will generate $21.5 million in additional revenue annually that will be dedicated solely to school construction projects. This allows us to enhance and advance community priorities above and beyond our current capital improvement program. We heard loud and clear throughout our budget listening sessions that the state of our schools matters. A majority of the County Council has committed to this change to ensure we continue to put our students first. I am thrilled to announce that I was able to include the new Board of Education request for a $134 million replacement Brunswick High School project within our 6-year capital improvement plan. Once we have the state's promise to contribute to the construction costs, we will move forward with the project. This is good fiscal management, and it ensures that we maintain a shared commitment with the state to fund much-needed school construction projects. A healthy life includes lifelong learning, and that is why the FY25 budget invests in Frederick Community College with an additional $1.5 million to advance the strategic goals of the Board of Trustees. This will help the college recruit and retain the most talented staff, and it will keep tuition affordable. I know the community is looking forward to May 4th, when the new Middletown Branch Library will open. We are all excited to see this project finally completed. The next new library, which will be on the west side of the city of Frederick, is funded in our capital improvement plan and is currently on schedule for construction in FY26. The operating budget includes an increase in the library system's materials funding formula so they can enhance their incredibly popular digital materials and reduce hold lists. Frederick County Public Libraries are all about building bridges with the community, expanding access to library services, and sparking excitement with their wonderful array of programming. Just as our library staff is committed to their mission, our entire workforce is the heartbeat of Frederick County government. A healthy workforce is happy and productive, dedicated to providing the best possible services to our residents. I am thrilled to unveil an innovative approach to maintaining the health of our employees, retirees, and their spouses and dependents. This budget supports the launch of an employee health clinic to provide accessible care while reducing our cost of insurance claims. Long-term health outcomes improved where this model has been implemented, and we expect to see lower absentee rates as a result. Healthier, happier employees stay in their jobs longer, which helps us provide better service to all our residents. The clinic is not the only way this budget supports employee retention. We are conducting a comprehensive salary study of all non-uniform positions and implementing our diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging strategic plan to make Frederick County government a place where people want to work. And I'm pleased to share the budget includes a 2% cost of living salary adjustment for county staff, which was the single most requested item in the Balancing Act budget survey. We know having a job is key to having a good quality of life, but in some cases, even a good job does not take away the stresses of finding affordable housing. The cost of housing is a major burden for many people in Frederick County, especially our ALICE households. Across the country, the cost of housing has risen dramatically since the pandemic, and Frederick County is no exception. That's why we are investing in a long-term strategy to tackle the issue, conducting a new housing study, and creating an inventory of county-owned property that could be used to create more affordable housing. Recognizing that housing affordability is a critical priority, this budget makes a one-time strategic investment of $1.5 million into our Housing Initiative Fund. These dollars go directly to first-time homebuyer assistance, attracting additional affordable units, and helping people stay in their homes. At the same time, we're identifying strategies to bring high-paying quality jobs to our community and to support local entrepreneurs who want to start or expand here. Last month, I was thrilled to announce the creation of a first-of-its-kind partnership between the county, the state, and a private lender to offer microloans to small business owners who are graduates of our Empower program. The Empower Loan Program will be a vital tool in supporting minority-owned businesses, ensuring they have the resources they need to succeed and contribute to the prosperity of Frederick County. The budget is our tool to ensure a healthy Frederick County and to maintain and protect the things that make our county special, like our rich history as an agricultural leader. The farming community asked for an additional position in our newly launched Office of Agriculture to enhance customer service. The many programs within this office have been incredibly successful in achieving the goal to expand the number of acres of farmland we preserve and support farmers as they innovate and grow their businesses. By providing additional staff support, we can keep up the momentum and continue serving this important mission. It's vitally important that we protect our environmental health with an eye towards environmental justice. This budget includes air quality monitoring stations, electric vehicles and infrastructure, a microgrid and resiliency hub, and for Alice households, climate-resilient energy upgrades. These forward-thinking strategies will serve our community for the next century and beyond. A sustainable Frederick County is a healthy Frederick County. I am proud that my proposed budget sets aside healthy reserve funds, meets our long-term pension obligation, and makes tactical investments to protect our coveted AAA bond rating. The budget ensures our strong financial health, and it provides the programs and services our residents need to be healthy and safe. We maintain a significant investment in our infrastructure while providing substantial funding for our schools, libraries, fire stations, roads, and more. I've only touched on the highlights of the budget. You can find details of both the operating and capital budgets at www.frederickcountymd.gov/budget. With this strategic and responsible approach, we can ensure Frederick County remains one of the healthiest places to live in Maryland, a vibrant and unique community where everyone can live, work, and thrive while feeling a strong sense of place and belonging.
The Frederick County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association and Ladies Auxiliary celebrated the 31st annual award ceremony on Monday, April 15th. Hosted at the Walkersville Volunteer Fire Company, the event honored the exceptional efforts of volunteer firefighters and auxiliary members. Attendees applauded their courage and lifetime achievements in ensuring the safety of Frederick County residents. The ceremony underscored the invaluable contributions of these dedicated individuals. For those unable to attend, the full award ceremony can be watched online at frederickcountymd.gov/FCG-TV. The Frederick County Human Relations Commission hosted its annual Human Rights Achievement Award celebration on April 17th at the Arc at Market Street. 4 community members and 1 youth from each Frederick County Public High School were honored for their outstanding contributions. Each youth received a certificate, a $100 scholarship, and dinner.
Well, we have an annual award ceremony. It's called the Henry L. Templeton Award, which recognizes high school students who have supported the pillars of humanitarianism. We want to recognize, honor, and support and encourage our youth to continue on this track, to continue to recognize people that may not look like them, people that may not have grown up like them, and people who have different diversity and ethnic backgrounds.
The event highlighted the community's dedication to promoting equity and social justice, leaving attendees inspired to continue their efforts. On our last episode of County Perspective, we got to see a courtside look at Frederick's TBL professional basketball team, the Flying Cows. Now, we're going to dial down the action just a little bit and take a trip to several wineries around Frederick in the newest episode of Destination Frederick County. Let's take a look.
Nestled in the lush landscapes and rolling hills of Frederick County, our wineries capture the essence of our unique climate and rich soil. Here, every sip tells a story of distinct flavors and shared passion. Join us where collaboration meets innovation in every bottle and discover the taste of Frederick County.
There's an old saying that the best place to put a winery is near a successful winery. You can't have an industry of one. The best way to have a successful industry is to have a lot in an area. And that attracts people in, that attracts more interest, that attracts new investment in new businesses in that area.
We started getting really serious about the idea of starting Black Ankle Vineyards in late 2000. We bought this farm in 2003, planted our first vineyards in 2004 and 5, had our first harvest in 2006, and opened the doors in 2008.
Linganore Wine Cellars is now a farm of 230 acres. We have 80 acres of vineyards in the ground, and it's a lot of grapes to pick.
Lowe Vineyards was established in 1982 by my grandparents, William and Lois Lowe. And my family history goes back beyond Maryland, actually into Europe and to Poland in the 1870s. There, the Lowe family had owned over 5 different prominent honey wineries, also known as mead, in Lwów, Poland. When my grandfather had survived the Holocaust, he was one of the only survivors of his family. He came over to the United States, he met and married my grandmother, had a successful life, and they started Lowe Vineyards here in Maryland in 1982 with a small vineyard and producing some wine and mead, and it's been in the family since.
What sets Frederick County apart is we have the soils to make great red wines. There are a lot of soils that can make very good white and great white wines. There's some soils that can make good red wines. There are very few that can make great red wines.
I mean, in a nutshell, what's great about our soils here is kind of what's terrible about them as well, which is that they tend to be very rocky, extremely well drained, and relatively low fertility. And those are, when you're trying to grow high quality wine grapes, you want kind of the opposite of what you want for most production, because we want our vines to not suffer but struggle a little bit. And when the grapevine is working hard in the environment it's in, it pushes all of its energy into the fruit. And so you're going to end up with fruit that is much more concentrated, has many more layers of flavor, is kind of much more interesting than you would get if it was in some like fat happy, nutrient-rich area.
Well, we here at Linganore, we came from making wine in our basement, and we had the ability and the expertise in making wines from fruits. So if you're coming up to the winery, and whether you like dry wines or sweet wines or grape wines or fruit wines or dinner wines or dessert wines, we have something for every palate. Maryland, and especially Central Maryland here, has really gained a following for its high quality wine production. So people can come up and make an afternoon or make a weekend of it. You know, they'll come here like on a Friday afternoon, they'll book into a bed and breakfast or a hotel in Frederick and go out, winery hopping on Saturday, and it makes a nice weekend for people to come out and just enjoy the local area.
All right, everyone, it's time for a short break, but don't change the channel, because when we come back, we'll check out the newest County Spotlight episode and much more. See you in a bit. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. Before we learn about the Office of Agriculture, let's see who our featured Pet of the Week is this time.
Oscar is a laid-back older guy who loves attention. While he seems like a bit of a couch potato, his inner puppy comes alive when he sees a stuffy. This guy still loves to play with the right motivation, and that's a great thing since Oscar is currently looking to lose about 10 pounds to get him down to his ideal weight. Oscar seems to be dog-friendly and is recommended for children of any age. To learn more about Oscar and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
A few weeks ago, I spoke with staff with the Office of Agriculture to find out more about Frederick County government's newest office. Let's hear what Director Katie Stevens and her team had to say. Frederick County's backbone is agriculture. Every region of Frederick has beautiful, lush farmland. It's a part of Frederick County's history, and agriculture plays a major role in our local economy. Officials from Frederick County government strive to continue the legacy of farming right here in our community, and therefore, the creation of the Office of Agriculture was initiated.
The county executive announced the Office of Agriculture in her State of the County back in October. Since then, pieces have been coming together, but we officially launched the Office of Agriculture and had a ribbon cutting ceremony on February 20th. And so now we are ready to run and work together to support Frederick County agriculture.
I think the fact that we've had these functions in land preservation as well as in economic development, it made sense to bring them together to have a one-stop shop for our community, to be more efficient, and to continue to grow as partners with the ag industry here in Frederick County.
The development of the Office of Agriculture started when officials from Frederick County government noticed that neighboring counties already had an Office of Agriculture in place for quite some time.
The idea of an Office of Agriculture actually came from the community. So during her transition, County Executive Jessica Fitzwater had put together a group of stakeholders, and one of the ideas that came out of that was putting together an Office of Agriculture. From there, Mobilize Frederick, a local environmental group, and the Frederick County Farm Bureau both advocated to the county executive for the creation of an Office of Agriculture. Montgomery County has an Office of Ag that has been in place for over 10 years, and we've been able to see how successful that program is. And it made sense for Frederick County. We are the largest county in agriculture in the state of Maryland. Ag is an over $1 billion industry here in Frederick County. So it makes sense to streamline, move all county services relating to agriculture together under one roof to support our farm community.
The Office of Agriculture is comprised by a team of several ag professionals located at the Root Building.
For staff, we brought with us 5 positions from the county, 3 that came from Department of Planning and Permitting that worked in land preservation. We have Shannon O'Neill and Beth Ahalt. And then on the business side, I'm leading the whole office as the director of the Office of Ag. And then also under there is Becca Tucker, Senior Business Development Manager of Agriculture, continuing to provide the business support to farmers.
When our local farmers are seeking assistance, whether it might be for land preservation or grant funding for expanding their operations, they can come to the Office of Agriculture for solutions.
One of the first roles of the Office of Ag is going to be to update our agricultural strategic plan for Frederick County. The plan was published in 2008, so that was quite a long time ago, and we know that the economy has changed and the industry itself has grown so much. So we're really excited to kick off that new strategic planning process, and we'll be involving the community along the way with one-on-one interviews and focus groups and things like that as we include all of the relevant stakeholders in the development of an updated plan.
So this office brings together county staff that work in land preservation. So we're going to continue to work to preserve prime and productive farmland. Our goal is to preserve over 160,000 acres of farmland here in Frederick County. On the business side, we're going to provide the Ag Innovation Grant that was supported by the increase in recordation tax back in 2020. This grant program has helped over 50 farmers diversify their operations and created over 200 jobs here in Frederick County. In addition, marketing. So Homegrown Frederick is a big piece of what we brought with us. So connecting consumers with where they can buy local products, and it's a free service to farmers here in Frederick.
Supporting local agriculture not only helps farmers, but it helps our community connect with fresh food and produce from farm to table.
The school system has 47,000 students. They serve 16,000 lunches a day, which equates to about 80,000 lunches in a week. And then they serve 9,000 breakfasts a day, which equates to 45,000 breakfasts. So there's a lot of things with how do we get the food into the system and how do we meet those needs. The first step in the easy, accessible way is to do fruits and vegetables first. You know, we have a lot of different crops that could be introduced into the system, but our food system is set up that we go to distributors that aren't in our county, and there's a lot of reasons why we should be buying from our county.
The new Office of Agriculture is a crucial key to Frederick County government. and community members and Frederick County government officials are happy that it is here to stay.
We want to ensure that farmers can remain economically viable here in Frederick County, and they can transition that to the next generation. With this being our largest industry, it is really exciting the support that agriculture has in Frederick County right now, and we are excited to move that forward.
Do y'all want something to do with your family and friends? Well, watch this episode's calendar of events to see what activities county divisions and departments are hosting in the next few weeks, right here in Frederick County. To find out more about future events and activities, just visit frederickcountymd.gov. Now it's time to start wrapping up this episode of County Perspective, but before we go, I want to share some more news with you. The month of April marks Child Abuse Prevention Month. This is the time to raise awareness and help fight against child abuse. Wear blue and place blue pinwheels throughout your property to support Child Abuse Prevention Month. The Frederick County Child Advocacy Center combats child abuse 24/7. If you know a child who is suffering from child abuse, call the Frederick County Child Advocacy Center at 301-600-1758. If you would like more information about the Frederick County CAC and what services they offer, visit frederickcountymd.gov/CAC. After 2 years in the making, Frederick County Public Libraries is proud to invite you and your family and friends to the grand opening of the new Middletown Library on Saturday, May 4th, starting at 10 a.m. The new Middletown Library is located at 31 East Green Street. This new library stands at a whopping 15,000 square feet compared to the original library that was only 2,500 square feet. The Middletown community loves their libraries, so the new library will have a community room for activities and events that holds around 150 visitors. The new library is packed with amenities everyone will enjoy, like a gaming center, study rooms, reading nooks, porches with beautiful views of the mountains, first-of-their-kind book lockers with 24/7 access, and more. Opening day will have fun things for the whole family, like a reptile program at 11 a.m., a science program at 1 p.m., and a magician at 3 p.m. If you like music, well, there'll be plenty of it, starting with the Monocacy Jazz Band at noon. This event is free. For more information, just visit fcpl.org. Well, everyone, that is all the time we have for this episode of County Perspective. Now remember, if you want to stay up to date on important news and events going on in the county, follow Frederick County on social media at FrederickCoGovMD. We'll see you next time with a fresh look from a county perspective. Take care, everybody.